Okay, what is up, tycoons? What's up, traders? Super excited for today's video. We're going to cover a lot of short squeeze stocks. We're going to cover a lot of these small cap stocks that are exploding and also give you guys one potential play that could be ready for a big gamma squeeze. All right, so make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Remember, none of this video is financial advice. All I'm doing is bringing some exposure to some of the different potential plays that you can look for. And we'll even go over some AI plays as ChatGPT has recently caused a huge, massive amount of inflows into AI related stocks. So there's lots of catalysts going across the market, and any type of catalyst is really just, causing a massive move to a lot of these small cap stocks. If we start off here with Bed Bath and Beyond, they are down today, okay, about 44%. And that's mostly due to, they recently just came out and said, investors may want to be cautious investing into Bed Bath and Beyond. All right. And Bed Bath and Beyond themselves said that. So that's causing a little bit of downward pressure. But if you take a look in less than the past month, Bed Bath and Beyond has went up over 400%. We take a look at something like Carvana. Carvana tends to trade a little bit with Bed Bath and Beyond. So it's no surprise we see a Bed Bath or Carvana a little bit down today, also starting to pull back. But guys, this thing has went on an amazing rally as well. If you take a look from some of its recent lows up to its highs, that was a 230% move. Now let's go into some of the stocks that are running right now. Okay, we have SQL. All right, SQL just went from 3 cents, guys, or I'm sorry, 30 cents all the way up to 2.4, almost a 1000% move, roughly 700% from the lows to the highs within the past 20 days. Okay, another one, and this is a small cap that had a catalyst, right? There was a successful catalyst that really propelled the price up higher. We have another one, Lucy. Okay, Lucy, I covered in a video here recently. When Lucy exploded and got halted for trading, it ended up collapsing. But guys, look at Lucy. All right, this thing went from 96 cents all the way up to $5.02. Okay, massive moves. It got a strong pullback, and it's been rallying ever since. Another one that's been moving a lot, especially today, is OSH. All right, OSH just exploded, guys, completely exploded pre-market. All right, due to some catalyst, due to some news that came out, this thing went up 42% from yesterday's lows to the highs today. All right, we'll take a look at VS is another one. Versus systems. Now you can see this thing already exploded before, all right, and it brought a lot of attention to it, right? So it did pull back, and what are we seeing? We're seeing more massive moves, right? From yesterday's lows up to the highs today, it's up 65%. All right, but if we take a look from the overall lows to the overall highs, this thing went from 49 cents all the way up to $4.13, guys. Massive moves are still happening all across the market. Another one we can look at is going to be GSUN. All right, this is Golden Sun, and Golden Sun, very similar, okay? Went from $1.38 to 366 at the highs, 165% move. We did get a strong pullback, okay? But, you want to pay attention to these stocks because there's massive potential for big moves still, right? A lot of people, they'll FOMO into it. And you don't necessarily want to FOMO into it. You want to just pay attention for momentum, right? Currently from the lows, this thing is still up 146% or ran up 146% today. Currently, it's up about 94%. All right, but take a look at what we're doing, right? We're breaking some trend lines here. We broke this trend line, got a massive move to the upside. And there's lots of trade potential in these plays, right? Not necessarily bag holding, not necessarily FOMOing into things, but really just trying to capture some of the momentum while it's still there. Another one, we'll go ahead and actually start looking at some of the AI stocks, but we'll start off here with AI. Okay, this thing went from $11, guys, all the way up to $31, nearly 183% move. Okay, we are starting to see a pullback, but look at the trends here, right? You get the massive move up, you get a pullback, massive move up, pullback, massive move up, pullback, massive move, pullback. And so we could be continuing the process of a healthy pullback. Now, it's not to say that these things can't reverse, because they most definitely can reverse and give back some of those gains, but you just want to keep an eye on what's trending right now and stay focused on those, because there is the potential for them to get another massive move to the upside. Another AI stock is going to be Soundhound, SOUN. Okay, Soundhound went from 97 cents, guys, all the way up to 522, over 400% move there. Really, really massive. We are seeing a pullback, but very similar to some of the other stocks we looked at. You get the big move up, pullback, big move up, pullback, another big move up, pullback. And so we could be continuing the trend of, just a healthy pullback to ultimately continue going higher. Now, eventually, these trends will end in most of these stocks and they will start a downtrend again. But while they're still relevant and while things are still going up, you want to be paying attention to these. Another AI stock is BBAI, and Big Bear, okay, went from 70 cents, guys, all the way up to $6.77. Just crazy, crazy moves, all right? Absolutely insane. You can see initially when it started here, we did get a pullback and we really just resurged and rallied a whole bunch. Now let's take a look at one stock that has potential for a gamma squeeze, okay? And it's going to be Mullen, right? Now Mullen has also been squeezing. It went up nearly 100% from its lows to the highs in the past 20 days, all right? About 88% from its lows to the highs. The reason that I have an alert set up here, right, and why I'm watching this play is because of the option chain data. So not only are there short squeezes in the market, but there's also something else called a gamma squeeze, right? And this happens from the option chain. So if we go to the option chain here, what I want you guys to focus on is going to be the open interest, okay, right here on the call side. And you can also take a look at the put side and take a look at the open interest. And you can see the put side is much, much smaller on all of these contracts than it is on the call side. Now, the reason that this is important and relevant is because you have to remember each call option is an option contract to purchase 100 shares of the underlying security at the given price of the strike price. So look at where we're at right now. We're at about 42 cents. All right, we're about 8 cents away from hitting the 50-cent strike price. And if you take a look at the open interest, you have almost 47,000 on the ones that expire this Friday, right? So 3 days from now at the time of this recording. You have 59,000 on the February 17th expiration, 10 days away. The February 17th has 28,000. We have 54,000 on the April contracts, 65,000 almost on the January 2024 contracts, right? With 76,000 at the $1 strike price. Now, let's go ahead and do some simple math real quick. We'll pull up the calculator and let's start adding all of these together, right? So we have 46,000 and we're just going to do some rough estimates, okay? Plus 59,000, right? Plus 28,000. Plus 54,000 plus 64,000. Okay, and what do we get? 251,000 open interest on the 0.5 strike, the 50 cents strike price for Mullen. Now, why is this important? Well, remember, it's each option contract is to purchase 100 shares. So now we're going to multiply this by 100. This is 25 million shares, guys, that market makers may be forced to hedge themselves and purchase, right? Because you have to think, is there actually enough sellers on the sell side to actually sell all of these people with the open interest? Is there enough sellers in the market present to actually fulfill all of these contracts? If not, market makers have to hedge themselves and they either have to buy shares of Mullen at 50 cents, maybe even slightly higher than 50 cents or slightly lower than 50 cents. So that way, if these option contracts go what's known as in the money and people choose to exercise those option contracts, then now they actually own the shares necessary to sell those shares to the people looking to exercise those contracts, right? Meaning that market makers will be forced to purchase these so that they can actually provide liquidity and provide a fair and stable market to the people holding these contracts, right? When this happens and when there's this really, really high open interest, that causes what's known as these gamma squeezes, right? Where it's squeezing the options contract and the option chain data to really force these market makers to buy it. And then when you combine that with some high short interest, right, and a relatively low open float compared to the short float, what you get is a gamma squeeze that could end up pushing the price up higher and then further squeezing out the actual shorts that are still shorting the play. Now, remember, none of this video is financial advice. I clearly don't have a position, right? There's no position in on any of these contracts. I simply have an alert and I'm prepared to see if the potential for this gamma squeeze can play out. Now, Powell is about to speak here in about 30 minutes, and that's going to be a big market catalyst. We're going to see what happens. If stocks start to really rally, there's the potential that Mullen could come up to that 50 cents expiration. And if that happens and 50-cent contracts go in the money, there's that potential for the gamma squeeze, which could ultimately lead into a short squeeze. That's what happened with GME. That's what happened with AMC, right? Not only was there a big short squeeze, but there was also a gamma squeeze that squeezed out more of the shorts. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, and I'm out.